And this is for all the people. This is for all the people. We should be the driving force. إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. For all the people, he has been sent to just help us to achieve the best characters, the best values for the people. This is what we should do. And once again, we have to be serious about this. It's good to come here and to support, and we need to support these projects, but it's very important to be like this for all the people. And the last point, it's all good, we have to be involved, this is our duties. We also need to be clear on two things. Our loyalty to this country is also to be critical. I know the people, sometimes they want me to stop here and say, okay, you said what is important. No, I'm sorry, there is still one thing which is important. And this is what I call the critical loyalty. We are not you are Americans now. You live in this country. And if you want to be constructive, if you want to be useful, if you want to be positive, you want to be a gift for this country, is also to remind this country that are things that are done in the name of this country that are not right. That they have, maybe we have to reassess them. And once again, it's within and abroad. Within, it's about justice, when, as I said, racism is a reality. When in your state, you know, to tell you the truth, I'm going to be frank with you. Every time I think about taxes, I have a problem. And especially with the way, you know, some people are killed in this state with the death penalty. I have a problem. I have a problem because your system is not a just system. If you are white and rich, you are going to be saved. If you are black and poor, you're not going to be saved. And as someone who is visiting this country, I would say if you are an American, you can't be silent. You know why? Because in Allah, God commits justice. And if you have to be just, at least, when someone is killed in an unjust way, at least, your heart shouldn't be happy. If you cannot speak or you cannot act, and I would say that I would act. I would be against it. And I said it in 2000, and some Muslims, when I said it before September 11th, say, don't speak about this. It's not good here. You don't know America. I'm sorry. If to speak that way means that I don't know America, I prefer not to know America, but to stand by my principles. My principles are principles of justice. I'm not going to keep quiet on that. My point is, we want to reform the system to have a just system. So if you are rich, or if you are poor, if you are black, or if you are white, justice for all. Within, this is what we need. If you are black and you have the skills and you want a job, you should get it. If you are a Muslim, if you are a woman and you get the skills, you should get it. This is where we have to be critically loyal. This is what I call the critical loyalty to the country. And this is, by the way, exactly what faith should be in our heart. Al-Furqan is this, the discernment. You are in this country, you take what is right, but when you see something which is wrong, you have to speak out. In a wise way. It doesn't mean that you have to be violent. It doesn't mean that you have to say, this is America, everything is bad. That's not true. In this country, not everything is bad. America is not a bad society. It's a good society with many things to be reformed. Exactly with, like all the other societies in the world. And maybe we have to reform more in the Muslim majority countries. It's not maybe. It's a certainty. We know that. We know that. You know, I'm talking like this, but when I go to some petromonarchies, I'm talking about the immigrants in this country, I can say exactly the same, that some immigrants are treated like slaves in some petromonarchies. So it's not, we have to be consistent. If we say this here, we should say it there. I'm not going to be shy about this. Consistency means consistency. Justice is justice for all. Because it's easier to be a poor Pakistani in the United States of America than to be a poor Pakistani in some petromonarchies. Because this is the reality of it. So I think that this is where we have to be loyal, but in a critical way. And this is the way I understand Kalimatul Haqq. That should be said. Amam Sultan Ja'ir. Even in front of a tyrant, you have to speak your mind, you have to speak the truth. And as Muslims, this is the very, the Prophet ﷺ, when he was facing enemies, he was standing up. But when he came back to Mecca winning, he was prostrating on his horse, because this is the way. A winner is bilhamdulillah. But if you want me, you are trying, you will find me. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. Rights is rights. So we have to come here to come with it. And also outside. Let this country understand that you are American citizens and you are courageous to speak about what is happening abroad. That you want this country to stick and to abide by its own principles. That democracy here means democracy there. Don't support the dictators. Don't support the torturers. You should be courageous enough. I know it's not easy, but at the end of the day, who told you that it's going to be easy? Who told you that it's going to be easy to be just? It's easy to sit down. That's for sure. Those who are sitting down, this is easy. But to stand up and to be consistent, at the end of the day, if you want to reform this society for the better, you should stand up. But if all our message is all that we want to be good Muslim, we want our money, we want our salary, we can sit down and give for others to do the job.